Começamos mais um PodhBe. E se você não está inscrito nesse canal, já vai se inscrevendo agora. Já estamos em todas as mídias sociais, TikTok, Instagram e tudo mais. Bom, today, é louca. Antes de começar, o nosso podcast de hoje vai estar em inglês. Então vamos lá. Se você ainda não sabe como mudar o idioma, você vai lá no settings, né? No configurações, tem lá o captions, aí você vai selecionar e aí tem lá os idiomas disponíveis que o YouTube vai dar pra gente. Bueno, mi convidada es de Colombia, pero no voy a hablar español porque eres muy ratatá. But we're going to speak in English, so that's the reason we say to you. So we have provided, YouTube provides for you like many languages. So you just go to the settings, select the language, and then many languages are possible, okay? So you try your best, but you know, many languages worldwide, we can't translate it like on a click. All right, so my guest today, she's very lovely. I met her in 2017 when you studied English at Navitas, and since then we became friends. So she's from Colombia. She's here in Colombia. She was agronomist scientist, but here in Australia as well, she works in hospitality. This professional she works around. She traveled for many places. You're gonna talk about this traveling things, if it was before or just what's her thoughts about that situation here. Plus, now she is building an own business for the cosmetics business. She's gonna explain for us about this and how is it. My guest is Mayda. Welcome, Mayda. One second. There are 600 claps on the time. I think I need to turn it off, these claps, because it's like... Is that crazy? Welcome. Now I can hear you properly. E como você está, louca? How are you today? Thanks for coming here. I feel so honored to here.
I feel so honored to be in your podcast. I've been like following you and looking at your videos and this amazing job. A hard job too.
Yeah, it's a hard job because I was planning here before we started, of course, to set up all the podcasts and everything. And she was looking like, wow, this is so hard because you have to put this, the camera, put that, put this, put, and then. It's like, yeah, darling, I know, it takes some time. Yeah. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
So, you're here 6 years, all right?
Yes.
So, how was it? How do you feel? Why did you move to here?
I moved to here because I want to learn English.
Yeah,
that was the main one. Like, I want to learn English, and I was...
Mayda, just put the microphone up. Yes, that's fine. Yeah.
How do you?
Yes, now I can hear. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, now yeah. Now I'm hearing you.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
Okay, guys, this happens. It's all the guesses they did. Sometimes the microphone is like the turn us around. That's fine. I fight with my microphone many times, so don't worry. Okay, so you moved to here for learning English. So since then, you've been learning English. You're doing all as all the students they did, FC, YL, to try to go to the uni or try to validate all the resumes and certificates and all these crazy things you've been through. So, and you moved here, so you just came to Perth or just moved to other places?
No, I've been in Perth. I've been like all the time in Perth. I asked for some advice back home, and there was one of like, it was a particular girl who said like, Perth is the best. I've been living in so many cities, and that is depend of what you want. And I said like, no, I want a quiet place. I don't like crazy cities, and she said like, no, Perth is perfect for you. It's a quiet city. It's not many people who can talk with you in Spanish language. She said, like, there's not many Spanish
in Perth.
In
There's more things they say. That is many Brazilians and Colombians. That's the thing. They think every time when you say, like, are you Latino? Say, yes. So you're from Colombia or Brazil? I was like, Brazil. I guess
okay.
So. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, she said that. And yes, I just came straight to Perth and I stay here.
That's great. And then since then you've been working for many jobs like everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, that is crazy that everybody's like everything, like a multitasking thing. Suddenly you're a cleaner, suddenly you're a glass collector, and then suddenly you are in your position in your country. But until you arrive in this position, you take so much right
Yes.
as a guest. So you started here in 2017. So what's your first job?
My first job was cleaning a house. And it was so funny because I was at home like looking for a job, and then I saw I was in au pairs in pair, blah blah. And there was a woman who said like, okay, I need desperately someone who helped me to clean the house. And I'm like, yes, that's me.
Yeah.
And there was a friend. There was the wife of Juan. Juan was studying with us.
Yeah.
And she was cleaning also houses. And she was living in here like for about a year or less than a year. And I was like, Juan, I need to know how can I clean a house? Because like you usually clean your house, and back home we have a person like going to clean our house every 2 weeks, or every week sometimes, depending on how dirty it was. So I knew how to do it, but I never did myself like a proper cleaning.
Well, it's a normal thing, like, and the cleaning here is really different than our cleaning. But it's like in my country, we clean like you drag everything and you clean. Like, it's not like a cloth, like a blue cloth for the window, red cloth for this, for mopping. This is for the dusting. This is for the... No, it's not that. It's like one cloth for everything.
That's it. Yeah. And when the thing is, like, I call her and I'm like, okay, I need to know what I have to ask, how much she have to pay me, how many hours do you think I should ask? I don't know anything.
And open an ABN as usual.
It's like, yes. It's everything, like everything at all. And she was like, okay, relax, it's not going to be so hard. Don't stress too much. Don't clean alone. We clean so much back home. Like, back home is like, you're so detailed. You need the detail. Yes. You look everything. And here it's like, need to be tidy, and that's it.
Yeah, I understand.
So that was my first job.
And then you work for this as a cleaner. How long?
It was long. It was long because then I started to do another jobs, and then I met another person who was doing a cleaning offices. So I was like,
which is an easier job, and because there is nobody there. It's just mopping and vacuum and put the bins outside.
Yeah.
But the bins are trash. That's the thing. The bins are so heavy.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
Yes.
That's killing us. It's the bin.
Yeah. It was interesting in so many ways. I learned a lot. At the same time, I started to be a kitchen hand.
Wow. Kitchen hand, literally, oh my gosh.
It was crazy, busy, and I didn't know a lot. Like in cleaning jobs, you don't need to speak a lot of English. But in kitchen hand, you need to communicate a little bit more. And there was nobody else who speaks Spanish. So I have to try to communicate with the people. And sometimes I understood wrong. And sometimes I was doing things that...
like how? Like the guy asking for a lot. Clean the dishes and then you clean the fork.
And I clean... stuff like that. Like, I need this first because it's the main thing, blah, blah. I clean the second thing. And he was like so much, but they were so lovely.
Because you are very nice. That's the reason. When you look people, you already smile. And the people say, I don't want to be shit with her, but... Come on.
They were lovely. They were really lovely. Sometimes I know they did jokes and they're like, sometimes they was a little bit mean.
Bullying.
But
behind.
But it's what it is.
This is what it is. We don't care actually. We can bullying us. We get used to it for this in our country as well. So that's fine.
Yeah.
But but it's bullying. It's not really nice. But I'm just telling you that we are used to like people the gossiping behind. So it's just like whatever, that's fine. And then after that, you working when like
Then it was another easy my boss from the cleaning job said like, oh my, they got this new place, it's super beautiful, you just need to tidy up and it's easier and you can do whatever time you want and you like so many easies like there's so many ways to do it. And I get that job, and I also started to work at the Crown as a waitress.
Nice. How you manage the tray? It's like it's not for me at all. I'm so clumsy.
I was working at the Epicurean, which is buffet. So I don't really need to take like to take dishes or something. Take it off, which is like it's not like you are not gonna like throw it because it's like take the dishes back, and like I just attend people and take the orders from the drinks orders.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really difficult. The thing was the environment. Because it's a really good pay there and people want more hours. So when I started, so many of the girls, like the old girls, was telling me things like, do this. And then I did that. And then the manager came, why are you doing that? That's the wrong way. So, no, but somebody explained me that was the way.
Bitches!
Yes!
My goodness!
Yes!
Really? But was it like an old people? Like old time?
Like a girl.
What I mean old people, no? Because they're old. But it's like an old time that people being long there. Like they work there for longer.
Yes, exactly. So they want more hours and they're like, to the news. And it was hard. Sometimes I was just crying because I was my English level wasn't the best, but wasn't like the worst. Like when I started cleaning. So yeah, sometimes I was like, oh, why I'm doing this, blah 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 blah. And then my mom too telling me like at the other side. Like, why are you cleaning there? You're a professional. You have a profession. What do you need? You need. I can. You need a new. I had a business in Colombia. You need a new business. I can give you the money and start a new business. Come here, and I'm like, I don't know. I just love here. I love to living here. I love like how peaceful it is. Yeah, I love like the balance, life balance. So I was like, shit, what
I'm not giving up. Yeah, that's
yeah.
okay. Your mom, your dad is like, come. You say, no, thanks, dad. I don't want to come back.
I'm okay. But sometimes I was thinking like what I'm doing here.
Yeah, but I think everybody is.
Everybody.
Yeah, I started in hospitality, which I was graduating in Brazil. So for me, it was like, okay, cool. That's fine. But for people who wasn't like graduating in hospitality, it was crazy because it's like I have to do things that I don't want to do. I don't want to have to wash the dishes, and you have to do. I don't want to clean. I have to clean. I don't want to like some people work in a car wash as well, which is so hard. Car wash, it's not easy. Some people of course, some people paying better, but some people earning like $5 per car. That's nothing, guys. This is nothing. $5 is nothing. So I understand totally that. So after that, you work in Epicurean, and then you work in what?
Then, let me think about it. I was working in Crown and the other time. That was crazy working. I was crazy working in those times. And study too.
Yeah, so you always studying English or just start
I started to do like a diplomas. I did a diploma in HR, and then I did a diploma in project management because my career back home is an engineer, so like the part to fill out and supposed to give you more points for the visa and stuff. But yeah, it was. I realized it's like a just expensive education that you don't really receive. It's not bad. But now what do you expect for pay that amount of money.
Yeah.
And it's a pot. It's a pot anyway. And I work after that.
Yeah, always hospitality and working.
It was
weekend.
hospitality mainly. Like after that I just finished with that. I was just some days I was crying back home and I just stopped and I said like no more, no thank you. Yeah.
And in between this, you never like thinking, okay, I want to come back.
Yeah, so
Many times.
So many times.
And why did you like you really like say I want to come back, and suddenly wake up say no, I'm not coming back?
Just the relaxing times,
Okay.
the happy times, or to have a moment to just think in yourself, or go to the beach, or simple things that is difficult to buy. Like it's no money. It's like a more like a time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
In Colombia, you are working,
Yeah.
and you don't have a balance. It's difficult to get a balance, and if you have a balance, that you feel bad because you are not working enough to get the things that you want, and also it's a thing, a setup in your mind that, like, that in I don't know if it's in Brazil too, but in Colombia, like, you have to be the best, and you have to have this car, and you have to do the house, and
It's the
but
status.
at the end,
It starts for
like-
nothing. Yeah, I know the feeling. It starts for nothing. In Brazil, you are so crazy for this, and you study a lot. Yes, I think you need to study. We work hard. But when you get in the high positions, your telephone rings 24/7. There is no balance for that. And if you complain, people will say to you like, "We're gonna find another person easily, man, because everybody wants your position." So be grateful. I mean, you still have to be grateful. We're like, sorry.
Yes.
That's
And
crazy.
I had a company there, and I was working sometimes Monday to Monday and stuff. I have my day off because I used to have my day off, but also there was no, like, if I have a day off, then I have to spend like I don't have money for a week, for example. Oh, it was crazy like that, and then like a lot of pressure to do the right things.
Taxes and taxes over taxes and over taxes.
Also that, and
Which business did you have
and
in Colombia?
we had crops, artichoke crops, which is like it's a vegetable, but we start to do a tea.
Oh.
And we mix we mix that artichoke with another herbs like for medicinal purpose.
Yes.
Because people in Colombia think we were trying to sell the artichoke like there's a new like a new vegetable, the best for you, help you healthy, blah blah. And then everybody we were trying to offer the vegetable. People like oh yeah, I do this tea for my high pressure and my blood high pressure. I'm like, what? Yeah, I do this tea for blah blah. So we're like, why we don't make a tea with this? And we have like a more profit. It like lasts longer. We have a product, and then that starts. So I had that company when I came here for about 6 years.
Wow.
And it was busy as...
It's kind of the health industry, like a health project, like Vin is doing now, like in Brazil.
Yeah,
but
similar.
he sells more the nuts, supplements.
Yes, he sell like so many things. I used to sell for those kind of stores. Like organic stores, because also our product was organic, so organic stores. Yeah, like Vinny will be like my client.
You are the factory.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've developed the product.
I developed the product. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then, wow, it's okay. Let's do that. I feel like it's so crazy creating things, because I love to create things, and the mainly one future products for health, which is I totally believe in many things. But in what kind of a projects, for example, you have something like the trends that people see in TikTok, you didn't use to get there in that moment. Instagram wasn't so strong.
No.
But it's kind of projects like, okay, this is a new tea that you lose belly.
Yeah, and you have like It's a tea, for example, like, with the tea you can sleep better. So we mix with herbs to sleep. And we actually have a doctor in that time who was a specialist in alternative medicine. And we were formulating, and then we received like a feedback, like, it's working. It's working, it's good, okay, let's do it. Or with the family group we did tests, and like, how did you feel? Do you think you feel better, you rest better? When was a sleepy tea, when was like for the high blood pressure, we did the same, like, start with the family circle and friends, please try this tea, or someone that have that, tell him or her to try it, and then we develop the product.
Wow.
So
that's great.
Yeah.
So do you, for example, in Brazil, for you developing products like that, you call them Visa, which is an organization, they have a health and organization, they check and all the
yeah, we
testing.
have in Bima there in Colombia.
But how is it like the trains in Colombia, for example? Because in my country, people get so trained when it sees like it's for losing weight. Everything
same.
And then you hire someone like an actor or actress, and then
No,
to be like in the
no,
front
the thing
to say,
it was
"It
so
tastes
good. The
Then-
thing was like was a good product, so it works. And so many people is that it like sometimes you are just inflamed. You are not like a really fast. Sometimes it's like you're retaining liquids.
Mm-hmm.
So that the artichoke tea works for help you to take off like toxins and stuff from your body. So that was the main thing. And when we realized about that, was like, oh god, it's like we can do that. So I started to work hard. Like I was working. I was farmer because we were having crops and stuff. Then we started to take people and say like, please make crops for us so we can buy the crops and then develop the tea. And then I started to sell my tea. But when I started to become as a seller, I didn't like too much. I love it because it was my tea, but I miss that part to be like in agriculture, like actually in the field. So I started to miss it, but then it was like my company was my baby, and they're like, oh, have 2 years, then have 3 years, then have 4 years, then have 5 years, and I did a lot. I travel a lot. I went like to Milan, and for like selling my tea in Milan, in Italy. I sell my tea in America also, and
Wow.
but
You
I
were
wasn't.
happy.
Yes, I was like
That's crazy.
yeah.
And what's the name of your tea?
Like the brand is Harvest. Colombia is the brand of the company brand, and it's artichoke tea, just artichoke tea.
That's cool. Is it still on? It's still like a working?
Kind of like yes and no, because I like it's stop a little bit. Oh no, stop for when I came to Australia. Stop.
Because actually we were thinking, are you coming back or no?
I don't like sometimes it's like, oh, let's do a business again, but I remember how hard it was like make everything, and how easy it's just to work for someone and receive the payment. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, because here in Australia, I think you get more views in terms of this kind of projects.
Yeah.
Because people like to take like teas, health teas, and on their diet, miracle teas as well.
I know you're
that
not
you-
the only one that tell me that. And I'm like,
No, it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's amazing. I think you should do it.
yes,
It's kind of now when everything's settled for you in terms of life over years. I think you need to. I think it's amazing. If you have like the formula, just do it.
yeah.
Do it
let's see.
here. Do it here.
Let's
You're
see,
gonna
let's
be
see.
good. They're gonna be good for you.
Let's see.
Yes,
let's
if
see.
you overseas, believe me. You see, PodhBe is motivating people. And then
As always.
that's always on. And then, for example, then between this, when you started be agronomist here?
It was more than a year ago. I was looking for a job. Like, I want to work in my profession. I really need to do that. And I met a friend. One of my friends have a similar degree back home, and he was like, I know there is a group, agronomists in Australia. Go into Facebook group, blah blah. Contact the person who is driving that group, and I contact him, and I'm like, hi, my name is Mayda. I study in Colombia as agricultural engineer.
Yeah.
I study agricultural engineer, and then I've been in Australia for this year, so I like to start to work in my actual degree. And he's like, oh yes, come here. Let's see. I want to talk with you. Let's see how is your resume. How many years have been you here? Blah blah blah. And that was it.
Yeah.
Then he said like, okay, I want to show you how is the field here. And I'm like, yes. So he took me for like he's selling seeds. So he took me for like a travel where the companies where he's selling seeds. And I'm like, okay, let's go, chuchu.
Let's go. Woo!
Yeah. And I was super happy. And then I realized it's totally different to Colombia.
Yeah.
It's crazy different. It's sand. It's like here, like now that I was traveling and the other coast there is soil. They have soil here. Here is sand. So everything works for fertilizers. Like you have to put a lot of nutrition to grow whatever. And it's like tons because sand doesn't retain. Like a usual sand, you put water, the sand just filtered to the water. So that doesn't keep anything in there.
I noticed with my plants sometimes.
And and when I saw that, I'm like, wow, this is another level. And also it's massive. Everything here is by machines. You have in Colombia, I used to have like people who do the labor because the geography, because the type of the soils, because whatever. Here is machines because half a person who's doing the things is super expensive. So they prefer to buy a super expensive machine who do everything faster and good. So what you're doing is manage or driving a machine.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but the seeds you're doing, is it more vegetables or the kind of seeds you're selling? The seeds to plant or fertilizing things?
No, it's seeds. It's seeds with like it's like a kind of normal crops. Just I think they have to put like a lot more of food. Like food is the nutrition that you got to the plant. You have to give tons more than in Colombia because the soil doesn't keep that.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
And it's crazy how they is like so expensive. So carrots in Colombia, carrots is like, I don't know, I'm gonna put a number, 10 hectares. In here is like 10,000 hectares and a patch, and 500 hectares in a patch, and it's only carrot. So stuff like that for me like So I went to a company, and that company I met the manager, and I was speaking with the manager, and he said like, I have a problem with this substrate, the soil, and I don't know how to fix it. I'm like, I studied that as my thesis. If you want, I can go deeper, and I can give you some advice about that. So okay, you text me, blah blah, and he gave me the email. He got me the email, and I emailed him, and then I was like, okay, I send that, and then nothing happens, and I'm like, tired, and I start to work again in hospitality, and I'm like, what to do, and I got the job was good because it was really close to home, and it was nice. I was like a mainly being a cashier.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't like a really hard job. And then my friend, I don't know, is my friend. He was calling me. He said like, I think there's a proposal for a work with you. I'm like, what? Yeah, the guy that you were speaking. Like 3 months after, they decided to open a new position for a new project, and I started working that project.
That's the thing. When I moved to here, because when we moved in 2017, I think the economy was like down that year. The people were saying, this economy was super hard to find a job. Plus, that's the behavior here in Australia. It's kind of, they open the position, and then you hire after 2-3 months, which is so crazy. You do the interview, you nail the interview, and then you get the job after 2 months, and you get like, whoa, I literally change all my plans, and you have to come back and do it again in your plans. So is your adaptation for working in your field was difficult in terms of people working with you, or
it was,
or just difficult in terms of everything is different in terms of soil, fertilize,
professionally, I feel good. I feel like we have a lot of knowledge, and we are really good professionals. Like all my friends, engineers here, we all said like. My boss sometimes didn't know some stuff that I know, and was my highest boss. And I'm like, this is this. And he's like, what are you talking about? But in terms of culture, it was difficult because you used to talk a lot with your people at work in Colombia.
Yeah.
You
Latinos, talk.
And make friends.
After 5 minutes, you're bestie. Everybody knows you're alive.
Yes.
I know.
Here. The lunch time was something super awkward. Nobody talk, like not many people talk with each other. Everybody's in their phones. It's a big area, and it's not like you are gonna buy a lunch. You have to bring your lunch. Most of the places are like that in here because there is nothing around. Like if you want to really go, you lose your half an hour of lunch if you don't bring a lunch to work.
That's crazy.
So it's different. In Colombia, like there is every time a corner with a restaurant. Every time is something close.
How long you been working in this company?
I was working for a year.
A year. And it was close to your place, like you live?
Yeah, it was kind of like only 20 minutes driving, which is super close.
Because you already live in the south.
Yeah.
So, but if you live around where I am, you'll be 1 hour driving every day.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then when you think like, okay, I need to change again, because you've been working this.
What happened was the project end, and they're like, oh, Mayda, I'm sorry, we are not gonna do this anymore. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, shit. And also, sorry for the word.
No, don't need to be sorry. Don't worry. Here in PodhBe, you can say anything. That's fine.
And then also, it was my parents supposed to come to here.
Okay.
But there was a really hard familiar situation, and I have to go to Colombia. And it was like, I was still working at the stadium. At the same time with my actual job.
So you work in a stadium as well?
Yeah.
What is doing in a stadium?
So now I continue working at the stadium. I'm like a food supervisor.
Okay.
Like a food team leader. They call food team leader. And like I'm working for the corporate boxes, which is like the VIP boxes, the people that pay a lot.
Okay.
So I have to look after the food there.
Okay.
I have to see.
So you are waitress or just check if the food is good?
No, just check it. Just give it to the people who's running the food, and just deliver the food in a good way. And talking with the chef about dietaries. If some people have gluten free, I have to check everything that everything is perfect, because it's people that's paying a lot of money for being in there. So yeah, that's my actual job right now.
Wow.
But was because my last job was no longer working anymore, And then I have to travel to Colombia, and then I came here, and then I start to travel around Australia.
She never stops.
Yeah.
She's like a Gibson. She go here, there, here. Ai, Mayda, que louca.
Não sei.
No, joking. Because when you're here, you have to do things. You need your money.
Yeah.
Your rent is weekly. You need to eat. You need to, have a social. I know, Philly, I'm joking. I'm the same. The question, in terms of your position, you used to work in a farm.
Yeah, I was at nursery.
Nursery.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Kind of. But it's how works, for example, if someone listening you in Colombia and they all worldwide because you speak in English, sorry. How works, for example, for visa? For example, do you have to do the degree here? Do you have to adapt to your resume?
Every time I say like them,
They
please came with us with some English. Oh, the best English if they can.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my first advice for all engineers here, because if they can with English, they can start to make part-time positions in their own fields.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have to do so many shitty jobs or so many different things to become whatever they want to become in here. The second part is value the degree, which is kind of easy in my way. Like I just submit some papers about how was my job, how was my functions, what I was doing in there. Really, they specify really, really well. Like the institution that I used was Beta says. Beta says.
It's like for my people in Brazil, it's like curso técnico.
No, Beta says is
Certificate for.
It's they certificate that you have a degree in Colombia or in Brazil. So it's an institution that say like, oh yeah, you have that degree there? Okay, give me your papers. I'm gonna see if you really have a degree here in the same thing. So in here is like 3 different ways. You can get a agricultural engineer, but it's like we are in here. It doesn't exist.
Yep.
Then agricultural scientist, that was the one that I value my degree like that. And then agriculture consultant.
Wow.
So it's like 3 ways. And 2 are in beta says, you just give the papers, you have to demonstrate knowledge, translate all your qualifications, and how much do you like? How do you say when like I get 5 in this, 3 in this, like.
So it's like an overall test.
The overall test that you get at the end of the uni, you have to translate that, give that to them. A letter from your company that what you were working with, saying specific things. They tell you exactly what to do, and then you submit all the papers, and then they say like a yes or not.
That's crazy. Yeah, guys, it's not easy. Okay, when you move to a country, it's it's good to tell this, but the English is cool now, but. The companies that selling the visas, they are selling because they need the commission for that. So, but it's not so easy, not so beautiful when they see in the pictures, when if people see walking, laughing, I love this time, and show all the beautiful places. It's not easy like that. When you arrive here and you see like in the first week and say, hey, you have a rent on Monday, okay? So deposit for me on Saturday maximum, because I have 24 hours for that. The money has to be in my account. If you not deposit the money, you're on the street, like, beep, get out. It's the money you're going to pay your rent. So it's, yes, so be aware. But it's a good you tell that. So did you have to do the English course for that?
Not really, because for beta says, they only, if you have already do like a diplomas here, they assume that you have a level of English. Or if I value my degree when I was already working as agronomist, so it's easier. They see like she speak English.
Yeah, of course.
Like a she speak.
Yeah, but this happens. Many people in high positions,
for
they don't.
visa, for visa, you have to really, which is different. You have to first value your degree, and then you have to get a high score in English because that gives you points to apply for a visa, which is like I think like 194 or 186 is 2 visas that allow. It's a skill visa, and that skill visa allow you to work here and have a resident straight away. It's super quick, it's really good, but you need to have English, like a high level of English, and being in on the list of the professions that Australia require.
That's crazy.
So it's two. If you have 2 things, those 2 things, you just do everything from Brazil or from Colombia. You don't came. It's no way. Like you need to do everything there, and then you came here straight away with a PR.
Yeah.
You don't lose time.
Yes.
You don't waste time.
No, but it's difficult when you need to understand the other language in the country, because I studied English for a long time in my country, but then when I arrived here, people I wasn't understanding.
True.
So we studied together in the same school. It was like my teacher was saying like, I was doing essay, and they say like, who teach you this way? I said like, what do you mean? Like I thought it was amazing. He said,
Hugo was beautiful. Like
Yeah.
if he can see, like
Yeah.
he's beautiful, and you go like. He was speaking so slow and so clear, and then you go out to the word in here, and everybody like have an accent.
I know.
And you didn't like. I was thinking I know a little bit of English because I was traveling before I came here, and I'm like, oh yeah, I know something. I can know. When I arrived, I remember I was in the main street because I live literally in the middle of the city. And I'm living in there, and I was with my giant bag, one only, and then I saw 2 girls like, excuse me, I need to know how to go here, and then,
I know. It's terrifying. Guys, it's terrifying. You never know. It's crazy. Well, after that, you start... After that, after everything happened, you have to come back to Colombia, and then you sorted out things there in Colombia, and you come back, correct? In this position, when you come back, that's the time that you start the business, affiliate with Monat?
No, when I was a year ago, a year ago, I was working, I think I was working in
Hospitality?
No, I was working already like as agronomist, yes. Oh, no. I was working as in hospitality, actually.
Well, just put the microphone a little bit towards to you. Yeah, put, yeah. So, yes, and now push the yes. Now, yes.
Better?
Yes, better. Okay.
No, I was working in hospitality. And then one of my friends are like, oh, I have a new business. It's just started in Australia, blah, blah, blah. It's, the marketing.
Affiliate?
Redes de mercadeo.
It's kind of, I think I know. It's like, no, it's not pyramid, no.
Kind of.
Okay. No, but that's fine. It's a business, so anyway.
So it's like in that way, and I'm like, I don't like this kind of business at all. I don't like that because I feel like you need to talk a lot and you need to convince people about products, and I don't like to do that. I prefer to have a genuine product and know blah, blah. So you're like, okay, let's make the products, and when you make the products, you're gonna see. And I'm like, and I tried the products, and it was super good. Like, they're selling shampoos, but the shampoo is like a specific for your type of hair. So your hair is curly, long, how do you say, thick, is crazy dry, blah blah blah, like so many things, and then you have a product specific for your kind of hair. And the thinking here, but people that doesn't know, the pear water is awful. It's like a really chloride, a lot of chloride in the water.
Yeah.
So my hair was getting just bad, really bad. And when I started to try the products, my hair started to be better, and I'm like, this is awesome. So, and I start with that, and also I start to talk to my friends, just like, oh, your hair is getting beauty, blah blah. Yeah, it was this shampoo and this cream for your hair and this blah blah blah. And they're like, oh really? Like, yes, I get that. And they become my clients.
Yeah.
And that's it. So it's kind of easy for me because like my friends are my clients. And also, I don't have. They pay me for every purchase. Like when they buy something, they pay to me.
Yeah, that's kind of high ticket affiliate.
Yes.
Okay.
And I get real money. I can spend my money like as I want. So I buy the products with the money that I receive from my friends that are buying my products or whoever is using my products. So
That's
it's
beautiful. No, it's but what kind of products they have? I saw they have shampoo, they have skincare as well.
Yeah.
What kind? They have it something for the eyes. I need something for my eye.
Yes.
I don't
Yeah, so
like
it's
it
like
to put something in the eye that should be like I don't see anything. You know what I mean?
No. It's a really natural.
Natural?
It is like called monad because it's modern nature. So
they're vegan or no?
yes.
All then vegan?
It is vegan. It is like it's friendly. Doesn't use any animal. Well, it's vegan because doesn't use any animal test in there
Yes.
too. And it use like a nature to make the products. So it's really nice. It's really nice in that way. And like they have creams specific for your type of skin too. So you make a test, and then the test is like, oh, you are like a combination because you are like a really gray in this part of your face, and it's dry in this part of your face. So it's a balance. So you need a balance line, or you need your skin is really gray everywhere, oil everywhere. So you need like to be like a more
Like
matte.
Mate. Yeah.
So there is products for that. There's also products for only men's, which is
That's
nice
good.
too.
Yeah, the skin is different.
And there's also products for your kind of hair, your type of hair.
That's great. I left to the guys the QR code for Mayda here. And there is a link on her Instagram.
Yeah.
They explain about the products and they have some videos. I saw that. It was nice. I was like, that's getting good.
Yeah.
I'm like a Libran person. I love to try cosmetics. Question. And then, is it that there like a one product in Monat that you are really fan besides the shampoo? The shampoo, okay, I get it. But it's something like you doing the skincare that is like, wow, this is stunning.
I like the way that you say like the eye thing. They have like an eye
It's like
cream,
yeah.
and it's really thick. So you put like a little bit, and it like help you for the darkness in here, and to like put the skin a little bit more without wrinkles.
Yeah.
Not much wrinkles.
Okay.
Because you start to be like old, and then you get wrinkles everywhere. So yeah.
Really? Is it the cream that they push?
No, it's that is one. There's another one which is crazy that I tried, and it's like a magic, and it's like when you have a lot of wrinkles, but it's like for mature skin, you put a little bit, and then it's like
It's Tintani. There for like 7 hours, something like that.
yes.
That's crazy. You can,
Yes.
pretend you are someone. You go there and send it after 7 hours.
You're like you're 40 years old or 50 years old, and then you are not anymore for 7 hours.
Yes, after 7 hours, you're shit again. So that's crazy.
But yeah, it's like a makeup for the day when you want to just apply for a little bit. And that's one. I try it, and it's good. Is you need to apply in the correct way. but I can, if someone is interested, I can, I
Yeah,
can let them know.
Yes, no, guys,
But
QR
yeah.
code for here, the Mayda. You're gonna check this soon. Mayda, before we start, guys, let me show you something. I don't know if you guys seen in our website and then, like in the Instagram. We are in Latin Pride. I'm so grateful for that. On 10th of September, you have a party by Bamboo Productions. It's the first gay party. It's happening here from Bamboo.
That's amazing.
Yes, and then you have, of course, all the Latino dances and everything. So it's offered by Loro Bardot, which she's an actor, and she said that she came here. I don't know if you guys seen the episode, but it's there. But she came and he came here. Sorry, he came here, and then he was explaining to us why they think like there is need a party like a Brazilian party here, a Latino party here in Colombia.
Right?
Yes, they mix up everything. So which is amazing. And PodhBe, you'll be there, interview you guys there, take pictures, show all the best moments. So don't miss this out. There is a ticket offer here in the QR code as well. And guys, it's on Sunday. Sundays here is so boring in Perth. So because there is nothing. So we start 6 o'clock and finish at 10 o'clock. So it's, come on, 4 hours. Instead of you staying, drink at home alone, you go to the party, you have like a little bit drink, and then you come back in the Monday really good way because it doesn't take more than 10 o'clock. Not comes to like at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And the place is in Santos e Pecadores, which everybody loves.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a nice place, guys. And the DJs, you have a DJ Yannick and another attractions is coming up. Okay, so just miss this out. QR code here on the screen, and let's go to have a party.
Woohoo.
Yes, and you're more than welcome to go. You should go. It's mandatory you go. All right, so I know it's a little bit topic that sometimes you are not very delicate, but in terms of mental health, how are you dealing with your mental health? Because you've been like for a long time that you've been under these jobs, it's coming up, going out, and you feel like sometimes you want to come back to Colombia. So how you treat yourself? Like, did you, in all this period, you're feeling like, oh, I'm not feeling well, I'm going to stay here forever, I want to come back. Did you go to therapy or something here in Australia or in Colombia, talking like via Skype or something?
Yeah, Colombia. In Colombia, I have some, and also podcasts, books, everything, because it's every time ups and downs here, and you are not like you get a family here because your friends are your family here, and they become close and they can help you out in so many ways. But it's not your family.
Yeah.
And it's so hard to sort it out situations. It's super difficult to sort it out situations. So yeah, it is really important to get an extra help all the time, and an extra hand, and someone with a point of view that can really help you about yourself. Also, I did a meditation course here, 10 days.
Yeah, that's
like
cool.
Silence.
Really? Where?
It was like I think it's close to your house, like not close, but it's like between Midland and Armadale.
Yeah.
And it's a center called Vipassana.
Okay.
And there's a free course. You just give a donation at the end of the course, and it's 9 days not talking. The last day you talk, but every day is just meditate whole day.
That's crazy. I don't know if I can stay for
I
like
know.
9 days not talking. I'm so talkative. So it's a little bit impossible for me.
I did that in Colombia, like more, because I've been here 6 years. But I did that in Colombia like 7 years ago, I think. And then I was start to feeling really bad, and I said like, okay, it's time to do another one. And I was looking for the same thing, and I found that they have everywhere, like in all the cities in Australia, that the same kind of meditation, and I did that. Back home, I also did um, took an ancestral medicine too. So it's like so many things that become the person that I am now.
Is it in Colombia? That's amazing. Well done. Is it in Colombia you are really strong for religion? Or it's kind of, because in Brazil it's very mixed. Like we have, people are more Catholic, Protestant, we have spiritualism thing, Buddhism, we have Umbanda, Candomblé, we do have, what religions do you have there?
Catholicism and Christians,
yes.
which is
all the same.
kind of similar for similar.
But you guys believe in more in things like superstitious things, like us or no?
No, I don't know. Like it was if I say right now, no, if I was in like a study at uni and say like, oh, you were to be passed on a course of meditation, they will be like, you crazy. What's that? It's like you're becoming a yogi. Well, like no, it's everything that helps to you. it's good. Everything that help you to grow up inside is good. So yeah, they're like they're no, and my family is super Catholic.
Really?
Like super, like a stream.
Like a big Jesus in the place, like a this thing.
I know, like I have the picture of the big dinner,
Yeah, my cousins
and
as well.
every Sunday went to the church, and yeah, and for everything is like I go to the church and celebrate.
That's
And then
That's
me.
good.
And then me.
No, look, and then I think the meditation is a good thing. I can't meditate. I don't. My mind is too noisy. I can't put myself and meditate for like
No,
5,
my
3
mind,
minutes.
my mind was the same in at this time.
But how works this? Like after 1 week, you meditating like there every day, every day.
You leave the place like a really empty, like a really light. It's nice. Oh, you feel like just light, like you can fly. I don't know, like so light. You don't feel and it's in surrounded by trees. It's an old house, in like a kind of farm in the middle of nowhere. You just see the ant walking, birds
Really?
singing, and then you just meditate. It's not easy. No, it's never. It's no way to do it. It's just have to like if you sit, and then you're thinking in so many things, and then you again like back to the point. Like you need to meditate. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Look, for me it doesn't work. Like I like to do Reiki. I do Reiki myself. I did the course, but I like something sharp, like and quick. And I do. I pray every day. I do things, but I don't. How can I say? I can't be meditating for a long time.
Yes, it is hard, and then like and then you're sitting, and everybody think like, oh yeah, you're sitting and you meditate. No, it's your mind. Like it was super funny because at the first 2 days, I have a record. I have a disco, song through song, just playing in my mind, and I'm like, what's this? It's so funny. Like just listen to songs. Everybody was in like silence. I was in silence too, sitting, close my eyes, songs in there, and I'm like, what they coming from? Like you have a lot of noisy all the time, and it's like still I do, but it's like it was a way to clean a little bit my mind and being calm, and it was amazing.
That's crazy. And what about the food in this place?
They give you food.
Yeah, but it's a meat.
Vegetarian.
Yeah, I knew
It is vegetarian, and also you have like a breakfast, a lunch, like the dinner here, and at dinner you only have tea and a fruit. That's it. And at the start, I was like, I'm becoming hungry, but it's also your mind telling you like you're hungry, you are not comfortable, you are feeling cold, blah 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 blah. But then you need to just like, okay, hey, I came here to live this. Calm down, relax. You can do it. And you do.
Yes, guys. Oh, this is a good experience. So maybe one day. Guys, starting this, I don't know. I know it's this episode is going to be today. It's the 31st of August. But you guys need to understand that in September, you have like the Yellow September. That's worldwide Yellow September. That is prevent everybody from suicide and everything that's happening, like the mental health. So here in Australia, we have the organization they call "Are You Okay?" It's very famous. It's like they did. They shouldn't be like just in September. It should be like yellow
Yeah.
whole yellow year. Exactly, because it's very important to understand that it's not bad to say I'm not feeling well. I think I am over. I like how can I say this? I have a burnout. I've been like some problems at home. I can't dealing with this. I can't do that. So beside that, I just care, of course, because my dad has been through for something. Like I have been so through for something. We've been like friends for a while, and then that's the things that they are you okay? They ask you, they tell you that how can you approach people under this situation if you feel someone that's not feeling well, they can't say it, and you know that is the person is not in their nature. It's obligation you say, and you help the person as you can, but it's not just push the person to say, hey, say it, you're okay. You know, it's not this way. You go calmly, you go discreet, approach the person and say, like, start talking. Are you okay? How you feeling? Did you sleep well? How come? No, 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 no. It starts a normal conversation. Get the confidence for someone. And then after that, when the person start to tell something, don't just go away. They say, oh, it's not my business, but bye, take care. It's too much for me. If you can deal with that, approach someone in a high position, like a manager, if you're in a company or someone that your friend that you truly believe, and say, hey, I heard this from this person. I'm freaking out and somehow because I can't deal with this. But I think it's very important to help me in different ways to say, hey, how can I approach and help for the person? Because the person, it's a little bit lost, and I don't want to miss. I don't know how come. I feel that person can be committed suicide or something like that. And guys, believe me, in most of these situations that happens, the person happen like have a bad story for that, because the person says to you something, you've noticed is that something that in sometimes people ignore that. They feel like, oh no, just a phase. Nah, that's fine. And sometimes it's not a phase and it never happened again because the person committed suicide. So don't ignore any kind of symptoms. If people are tired, if people complain too much, if people just have a lack of attention or a lack of motivation for anything like food, lose the weight, is stress, doing some different behavior, like the person smokes now, but she or the person wouldn't smoke anymore. Fighting, argue too much, don't come to the places that used to be, not happy anymore, not smiling, not doing any kind of exercise. Lifestyle has changed so much. Guys, keep an eye, open your eyes. It's fine to not see okay, but it's not fine to listen and see this and not doing anything. Also, make time to check in. Like, for example, if the person come to you and say, hey, I'm not okay, how do? You just listen and say, I know, right? Okay, bye. No, it's not that. You just come, say, hey, what I can help you is here. I'm here for you. Let's talk. Let's do something together. It's your friend or a partner or someone, co-worker or someone that you like. Just go and try to do the best. But encourage people to look for help and do some help. Like, why don't you go and psychologist? Why don't you, you know, do some therapy? I do therapy. I'm not like sometimes I upside down and I still continue to do therapy. And it's kind of I feel I never gonna be better like 100%. It's coming 99% and then come 1% and like I need to talk to someone. But talk to someone that is prepared to do something with you. I'm not talking about medication. I'm talking to someone that they're listening. They graduate for that. Psychologists, therapists. They need to know, and they are 100% help for that. That is an look. This entity. Are you okay? It's 24/7. You can call anytime. The person can call anytime. I'll give you the QR code here on the screen as well for you guys. Contact them. Of course, this is here in Australia, but you have a lot of another entities worldwide. They are doing the same situation, just there anytime, and the waiting list is nothing. It's literally that. It's like if you call anytime now, the person will pick up, and the approach is very friendly. Nobody's there for judging. So, guys, please don't miss this out. If you feel like someone around you, even you're not close to the person, feel like they're struggling with mental health, it's your obligation to help the person because you're human too. And the world spinning. Today you are good, but tomorrow you never know. It's so crazy, this situation.
Yeah, I have a situation like it was too late for everything. One of my best friends here because
You became family as friend, yeah.
yeah, she started to say like, oh, I feel in depression, I feeling sad, I feeling sad, I feeling sad, and then we were like, I was like, no, let's go to do something, no, let's go to party, no, let's go out, um, until it started to be just worse and worse, and I was trying to say like, oh no, go to therapy, so go and try psychology.
Encourage her or the person.
But she didn't believe in anything like that.
That's hard. That's where you have to be more cautious about the situation, because if the person don't believe in any help, because sometimes what's happened is the person has been around and say, hey, I did something, I didn't like it, and the therapist was good, but they think all the therapists will be the same. Guys, as if you don't adapt to your therapist, you just change it until you find someone that you are really close to. But it's crazy. And how are you dealing with this? It's still shaking you off sometimes.
It is because the word is like she passed away of suicide. Is that? It's not like you don't become like, oh, she take her life, blah blah blah. She was depressing. She just go, and it was hard for us. It was hard more for her partner in that time because I didn't know it. I didn't know a lot. I know like she was depressive. I know that she sometimes just become mad, but I didn't know much until one day her mom back home called me and said like, Maida, I need to you look after my daughter because she's becoming worse. I'm like, what? And she told me a lot of stuff, and I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah,
she already.
You know, you just kind of guilt yourself, and like blame yourself. Say, where I been from? Like, where I been? Like, I haven't noticed this.
Exactly, because it's like you say, like you when you start the conversation, just like just change the mood, but she was super happy every time and laughing every time and joking every time.
I remember her. She was amazing.
And then she just get this like just going down sometimes. Downhill easily, but then go again. So you were like, I don't know, maybe it's passing away, like it's passing the through the thing.
Maybe it's a
it's a day, a bad day, until I start to understand so many things, and she start to like her mom start to tell me things, her partner start to tell me things. I'm like, what's going on? And it was hard because she didn't believe in the psychology. She started to look see a psychology in Colombia, but we never got involved in what happens there. She have some therapies, but she don't really. We didn't know exactly if it was working or it was something that she was telling us just to help us to be like a more tranquilos. I don't know how to say the word. Like
calm.
Calm in the situation. and then it was become just bad, just crying every day, didn't go out from the bed, text us, thank you for everything, I really need to go, I don't want more pain. And she, when I started to know about that, she already tried to kill or to suicide like 4 times before, and I didn't know that. And it was trying really bad her partner. It was so many crazy things that I was like, what's going on? And then when I become involved, I was just afraid all the time. When her partner was calling me, like she's doing it again. So I was like leaving my world, literally crying, running, and going to her house and say like, please open the door for me. We need to talk. Turning off the gas because she tried once for the gas. It was just mad, and I cannot describe how bad you feel and how it's like you don't have the
I'm
tools.
powerful. Yeah.
I'm powerful. Yes, you don't have the tools to do anything, and I didn't know how also, and I didn't know how to behave, and I didn't know anything. And now that I'm just learning all my way here and reading about people that commit suicide, and also because back home I had a situation too in my family. My mom was the one that was dealing that. And when I started telling my mom like, I don't know what more to do. I feeling I can't. I I just cried, called my mom crying and said like, I don't know what more to do. I don't know how to help her. I call all the lines. And the lines were like, yes, you need to take it to a psychiatrist because they cannot do anything else at that time.
Yeah,
It was like I just start.
the person can help in themselves. They say, yeah, I'm here to, yeah, I need help. They can't do anything.
So it was a part, and I think, and also the judgments. She didn't want anybody to know. So the only people that knows at that time was me and her partner.
That's crazy.
So between we two, we like he was calling me, Mayda. She sent me a text saying blah blah blah, like her running like a good the good thing. I was having a job who I can live or do in whatever time.
Mm-hmm.
So if he called me, and I didn't drive at that time also, so like taking a bus or taking an Uber to go there and just see what happens, and like until I was just tired, and he was worse because he was living with her, and we said like, okay, we need to do that something. And then we went to the doctor that day, and the doctor said like, you need to be in a clinic. You need to be in a clinic. You cannot be outside because you are gonna kill yourself. Like and it was super a hard situation. I called her mom and I spoke with her, and her mom was like, yes, okay, let's do it. And I think it was the worst mistake to do that.
Because the person felt a little bit like shame for the situation.
One is that. Two is the way that they try. Like I know there is many more clinics that do better with depression, but you are in depression, seeing people which is at in your next room schizophrenic, in the next room are people who hit, in the next room people who is crying, screaming crazy, and you are surrounded by people receiving nothing more than medication.
Mm-hmm.
And it was awful for me. Like we went every day to visit her when she was there, and it was like a kind of rest for us because we couldn't sleep well. I received calls from Colombia at 3 a.m. like, Mayda, she doesn't answer me. She sent a text saying goodbye to everybody, and I was like, just calling and going and taking a car and going there.
That's crazy.
We didn't sleep well less happen. Like for me, it was like a crazy time. And
How you manage everything after?
I don't know.
Because when it happened, this is shocking everybody around. All perfect. Sorry, but everybody was like, "Did you know her?" I say, sometimes I saw her with Mayda every time. You are like soulmates together. I saw this, and guys, that's what you need to understand. When something happened, this is reminds you every time in some particular time. It's like when I lost my fiance when he passed. All the time, all these dates, something similar. The point you're going through and the places you're going, it always be in your memory. And in this situation, that literally someone not here because they commit suicide, you feel so bad for this because you feel like I should be. What should I have done? Maybe if I, you questioning yourself so much. So don't ignore any kind of symptoms of that. Don't feel the person. Don't judge the person because mental health is the new disease for this century. And after pandemic, many people start to understand that they are struggling for mental health for many reasons. They haven't seen therapists. The therapists they start to to book out. Many of the therapists they say, "Hey, I feel like I'm struggling for this. I'm struggling for that. No social, no this." For we stay in pandemic for 3 years. Many people, unfortunately, not here do it as well because they just can't be dealing with the situation as well. So don't ignore this. I'll leave you here the screen, the QR code in the screen. If you know someone in this situation, you have to say that you know this. At least try to your best. All right. Mayda, let's talk about a curiosity about you.
No.
So, so you see some trips that you've been through. Which country? So you always staying here in Australia, or you change or you move for another countries? In these places you've been tripping here.
No, I really like Australia.
Yeah, Australia. So you met Australia?
If I were?
Did you go for the whole Australia or just
No,
like
I
WA?
didn't. I couldn't do North Territory.
Yeah.
Because it was flooding.
Yeah.
At that time of the year. But yeah, well, like go around. So I went through from Perth to South Australia, so Adelaide.
All by car or motorhome?
Car.
That's crazy.
I know.
Girl.
I know.
I've been to motorhome for the north. So you go straight away to Carigini, and then you're coming back for the coast. So you stay to Exmouth, all these places.
Beautiful there too.
Yeah, but it was crazy because when you arrive in Carigini, you don't have roads enough. So within the roads, they have like they shaking all the time, and you get it so crazy.
No, it's super different. Like it's incredible different.
Yeah.
The West Coast or the coast in here to East Coast. It's like totally two worlds, different worlds, and it's just beautiful. Like it's different nature, different kind of trees, different kind of rivers. All the geography is different. It's like it's like two different countries. Really. Like this is the dry country and desert and dry and sunny, and the other part is like a little bit more green, depending of where you are. South Australia like a super cold and wineries everywhere, and it's like crops also. And then Victoria is cold and more like surfing, and it's like a green too.
Yeah.
Then you went to Southwest, and Southwest is like more tropical, start to be more crazy about insects. And then you were to Queensland, and Queensland like super tropical, a lot of fruits. I was happy eating all the fruits that I have, like similar that I have at home.
Yeah.
And the weather is super nice all the time, but you cannot jump in the water because there are crocodiles and stingers.
Yes. No, it's crazy. I've been to Cairns. I've been Cairns. Have you?
Yeah.
So it's one of the beautiful beaches from there.
It's
Stunning.
stunning.
But it's a
like,
bitches you can't come inside because the people, they have so many jellyfishes. They're like the most poison jellyfishes around there. And then when you've been there and then you just like, what the fuck? You can jump it in. And the day we were there, I was with Greg, and the day we were there, we had attack for a jellyfish and a guy went in the hospital. He died.
No. No. No.
Couldn't believe it. Guys, it was so easy to see the jellyfish. It was like this, my hand, side of my hand, but the tentacles is like 30 centimeters. So it's, if they go when it glows in you, and that's it. They have a toxin there. So all the bitches there, they have like a vinegar, because if you see this, you put vinegar in you, forget the stings out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the beaches and cans, you have the vinegar for everybody, like close to the beach.
I didn't realize what I noticed was they have a pool, like a public pool in front of the beach, because you cannot jump.
It's beautiful. No, it's crazy. It's literally crazy. It's a very beautiful place. It's stunning, but you have some animals around, like some beaches you have a crocodile and sharks around.
Yes, this is the other part. Like as crocodiles, like, and you're like,
really? It's not like a simple crocodile. It's a huge crocodile. Like, you go away.
Can kill you in minutes, seconds.
In seconds. Yes.
You go.
But it's more often now you see some sharks around the coast. Like when we arrived here, it wasn't so many sharks, but now it's I haven't seen like before. Like, maybe I misunderstood. When I moved to here, Australia, after 2-3 years, I haven't seen so many sharks in the summertime. But now it's kind of every summer. It's so many sharks around. That's crazy. Haven't seen here. Even in Scarborough, they have shark before this year.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah.
But beside the trips, so you're being less the north. You haven't been yet. But all the other places, what's the most like it?
Probably Queensland because it was
warm.
Different, not warm, but also like it was have some cold places, then like mountains, I love mountains, and also have the ocean there. So like a combination between mountains and ocean was beautiful for me.
What about the bats? Have you seen the bats?
But in general, bats.
Yeah. The bats, the big bats.
Yes.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I know.
I never see so many bats in a place. It was freaking me out. And I asked Greg, I said, Greg, the bat, what the fuck is a bat? How it's so big? He said, they just eat fruits. I said, look, I understand, but how come this bat's so big? And it's true, guys, the bat's so big. And in between the birds, and you see the bats coming, but they never come.
So many crazy insects around. I know. And I was like, they were like, someone was explaining me like, no, but it's normal. Like, there are insects in Colombia. Like, I know from my place. I came from a place which is cold whole day, whole year. Up in the mountains, we don't have insects at all. Like, no cockroach, nothing. So, and then I came here, like, so many things, and then being there, like, crazy.
Did you notice something about the food? Because, for example, here now, the food for Brazilian food is more it's more often you can see in the supermarkets and a lot of places you can find it. When was it the most shock when you come here in terms of Colombia versus Australia?
They only have. The only fruit that I have the entire year was banana.
Really? Unbelievable.
That's so sad.
Because in Brazil, you have many kinds of fruits, but it's kind of, we have the same.
No, they have banana here. What I mean is I didn't like banana. In Colombia, I have so many fruits, so like I don't want banana, I don't like banana, and even like, and I have to, if I eat banana, I have the right thing, like a really not so green, not so yellow,
you have the taste,
like
sweet enough.
So I was like a really picky with the banana, and then there was the the fruit that you have here every day, you can access to bananas every day, not to kiwis, not to mangoes, not to maybe apples too, but the apples are not the same.
No.
But so I have to start to eat banana here.
That's a good thing. You have now lots of potassium in your system.
Yeah.
But did you feel another kind of food? For example, you have arepas in your country, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, arepas wasn't so common.
No.
Now it's common here. There is a new arepa place. It's close to here in Mount Lolly. There is natural arepas. They doing lots of things. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know about that one. Oh,
Yes.
have to try.
And there was one called Medellin here in Buford Street.
Yeah.
Have you been?
Yeah, plenty of times, but they close.
That shit.
I know.
Because the point they choose is very expensive. Mount Lolly is so expensive.
Yeah, maybe it was an expensive place to choose in to put a restaurant. It was beautiful, like because if you want something from Colombia, you just go there.
I know. It's kind of what's the name? When I arrived, it was super. They have two Lapa. They have two restaurants when I arrived, and then one close. The famous one was in Fermento. Was the beautiful one?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Now they just have in Subiaco. That's crazy. That's super crazy. And what else? What are you doing here? Like, for example, what have you been watching in the moment? Like Netflix? You're watching? Like, I am because I'm collecting Quantas points. So I signed binge, and I figured out the binge was for the HBO and all this stuff. It was I'm watching before.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm being like crazy watching binge for all the TV shows that being there. I watched this new as a place. They call like not the model, the idol with the weekend. I was like, oh, that's crazy. But in many of the Walking Dead I've been watching because I haven't watched it before. It was crazy to see like just a virus can change us and get a bit crazy and everybody get a bit
look
zombies.
how it was. Look how COVID was. Yeah, it's lately I've been watching one called Valeria. It's a Spain series, and they talk like a Spanish from Spain, from Spain, yeah.
Valencia, yeah.
And it's really nice. I've been watching that one. One more. I'll be watching Sweet Magnolias, which is like
I speak Magnolias, yeah, but it's very, very juicy, very
I
soapy.
know,
Like
it's super soapy, yeah. But I don't know, like sometimes like
it's like This Is Us. It's like you watch this, you prepare your tissue beside because you're gonna cry a lot.
Exactly. I don't know, but I'm watching.
Why are you doing this yourself?
I don't know, but I'm doing that, and just movies in general. Like recently, I watched. It's an old movie. I watched Mr. Church.
Yeah.
I was crying.
Oh.
But it's just dependent. But I'm not really watch TV a lot.
No.
More reading.
No, just reading. What are you reading?
I'm reading one from. There was a Spanish also psychiatrist. And
Do you like this kind of reading?
yeah,
Understanding the mindset of people.
Yes. She is she have two books. One is like in Spanish is cómo hacer que te pasen cosas buenas, and like how to do to get like really good things in life, and the other one calls find your vitamin person, your vitamin person. So the first is more about how to understand yourself, and the second is more about relationships.
That's cool.
Both are really cool. She's gorgeous. She's amazing. It's like she's what's her name again? Marian Rojas Estape. It's really famous. She been helping a lot for everybody to mental health, and she helps in Cambodia to get the word like tried for prostitution, like little girl, like 5 years girls that was like selling for prostitution, and she was helping them, and she's like she's brilliant. She's good.
Wow.
Yeah, good.
That's good. Mayda, let's go for the questions. So people make some questions about you. Let's let's get her this. Okay, Regina is asking you, why did you move here to Colombia to here? So it means you said about this. You
Yeah,
come for the English.
Yeah, I was supposed to be only 7 months, and then in those 7 months, I understood that I didn't want to come back. Not because because the lifestyle.
Do you have so much crime there? Like in my country, we have so much crime, and the social desigualty is so many.
It's all.
Or you're poor or rich, like literally that, like in my country. Or poor or rich or fucked. You know, like it's getting worse. I don't know.
It's not like, it was more like the availability. Like you can travel everywhere, you can move everywhere, you can do a lot of stuff. Met a lot of people, met a lot of cultures. I've traveled also. I went to travel with friends to Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. That time I went to Spain also. Then recently I went to London too. The way that you can just travel and immerse in culture is, for me,
amazing. Yeah, and in Australia makes you feel like home, even it depends of the kind of visa you have. Another question. Marilia is asking, what do you most miss in Colombia than here?
The family, of
family.
course. Family, of course. Like be close to my grandpa's, the farm. The farm. Like being the most.
You always live in a farm?
No. I never lived in a farm, but I live my grandpa have one, so I was, and my parents have another one. So I just weekends on the farm.
You can in the farm.
So yeah, so during the week I was working, or if I working whole day during the week, but sometimes just take a day off or go to the farm and just stay in the mountains and don't see anybody.
I thought you'd say missing the reggaeton and salsa, no?
Not really. You can have that here.
Yeah, you have to go to the nightclubs here. There are many Latino nights. It's booming, isn't it? Like it's grown crazy. Yeah, and all the nightclubs now, it's getting like Latino nights. Why not?
And they like it. They love it.
Yeah, of course.
We
are happy. We are happy. Okay. Claudia's saying, if you can change something in the past and now, how did you do? Like in terms of visa? Like for example, myself, I had like a good, straightforward things, but definitely I would invest in something like a university or something, or at least invest some more time in studies, but in a good course, not doing diploma of this, advanced diploma of this, that shit. Because, I understand, it's getting good for my English, but that's all. I can use this resume for nothing. If I needed this for going another place, like if I had done, for example, nursing since the beginning, of course, I didn't have the same mindset I had now, but I am now. But the nursing stuff literally was 3 years, like the same 2 diplomas I did. You know what I mean?
True. Yeah, definitely choose my path, but I didn't really think I was about to stay here. And when I extend my visa, I was extending the visa to see what is going on with my life, not to really to see if I want to stay here or want to go back to my country or want to go to another country. So I just, in that way, I asked to the agency and I said I just want to extend my visa, because they were good. They really asked me what do you want to do? Do you want to stay? If you want to stay, it's better to fill a path, blah blah. And I said I don't know what to do. I just want to stand. So they got me cheaty course. And also I don't have a lot of money at that time because I was just coming for traveling. So oh shit, I need now because I was traveling and then I just supposed to go back to Colombia. But then I realized a lot of stuff in Colombia. I knew so many stuff that I didn't like it in Colombia. So I'm not going back.
I know.
Now, how how to stand, and I stand. And yes, like be clear with your plans. If I knew it, I'm gonna stay since the start. I didn't do like a lot of pain and cheating courses or making a stand for nothing. Or yeah.
Guys, keep an eye. Everybody's complaining the same thing.
I'm sorry.
They know,
Yes.
but that's good. But it's good because if someone's seeing this, it's like, hey, yeah, let's go and make a plan
Like
first.
make a big plan.
Yes.
Like as July, but yeah, you're right. I didn't have the same mindset that I have right now.
Yeah, which is good. But that's a good thing with developing. Okay, let's go to a quiz. Okay, a dream that you'd like to come through that you haven't been come through yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's difficult.
yes. So you set in a universe and you got to throw for this dream. That's the intention.
I was thinking like every time I'm thinking in professional way, like be like help the people with something with plants and science, and every time like something like really big that is like I'm doing something for so many people. Maybe it's something like that.
That's good. That's inspirational. And how do you see yourself in 5 years? Ooh. 5 years, darling, not 10. 5.
Yeah, I know
It's really
nothing,
close.
They felt like probably more stable in mental, body, house, and everything.
Yeah.
Like it's not that I'm not really stable right now, but it's like every time something happens and like come on.
The world is spinning.
Yes.
Everything so changes so quick.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's
And like okay, this again, or what is this, or whatever.
do you have the impression that sometimes we talk with people in your country, like your friends from there, your family, and the things is still the same situation, and you have done so many things like in 1 year, in short time, like 6 months or 3 months?
Yeah, sometimes. Not really a lot of time. Like I know with my closest friends, but yeah, sometimes with like other people that like, wow, you're still the same.
Move your head, do something different, Jesus. You don't need to stay in the same job 20 years. Damn, I stay 11. So anyway,
So
I stay 11. I was like, who I am. Yeah, I know the feeling. All right. We skipped the moment to war. I don't know if you know what war means. Wars in the gay slang, they say war, it's like something bad, like war. Like, this is war. It's very Portuguese slang. So if there is a war moment now, like in worldwide or in your life or someone's life, or what do you think it is a moment war in this moment happening that you'd like to change? Yeah.
I don't know.
You can be like you behave, can be like at one moment you be like eating so many bad things and get fat, get depressed, get this. Or I think at one moment is everybody should have the same right to be yourself. Don't be so judged, this and
I
that.
don't know. Like for example, it's no a moment, but I like how the women right now is having like a lot of positions in political ways, in football, in soccer for soccer is in here in Australia. How they call
Colombia is in the
football.
4th, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's staying in 4th.
Yes.
That's good.
And I like how and how you can start to like how the girls now have like someone to guide, like someone that have like a high position in football, in soccer, in political, and like they can become the way that they can become whatever they want really right now. Before I would like to change that mindset that you cannot do stuff because you are yourself.
Yeah.
The mindset like I always dreaming about traveling. I was reading books and traveling through the books, and now that I've been traveling, it's like I did it.
Yeah.
And then I can, and they never, every time people is thinking like, oh no, you have a lot of money. No. No, I don't know how it comes, because it comes, but it's just a way. You find a way.
Yes.
And you start to do things, and then you move, and then you get.
Yeah, so your moment was always saying, don't self-sabotage.
Yes.
And do things. Take action.
Hello, yeah.
Yes, take action, guys.
Yes.
In the end of the day,
Like,
nobody cares.
If I have to say something to the past myself, like, stop to self-sabotage.
And
You're going to get there.
And do it. Do it.
You're going to get there.
Don't be silly. No, because in the end of the day, you look up, you worry so much about things, and that people don't give a shit. 8% is scientist numbers, okay? I'm telling you. They saying 86% of our thoughts, they saying, the people you do, this is gonna happen. This is never happen. 86% of our mindset, our dramas never happen. Just 14%. And sometimes this 14% happens in a different way we're thinking. Yeah. Some for good, some for bad, but that's the things that happens.
I know.
It's crazy. It creates so much dramas. That's nothing.
For nothing. And,
crazy.
And your body, the important thing is your body believe that. So your mind doesn't notice the difference. So
yeah,
stop
guys,
it.
Stop
it.
it. Yeah, have a moment to say, hey,
stop.
this didn't happen. I don't need to worry.
Yeah.
Throw in the Cosmo and bye. Darling, thank you so much to come. Yeah, it was a beautiful moment. We shared beautiful things. I hope you guys please subscribe in Instagram for Mayda. I'll leave the Instagram here in the screen. Okay. Check the Monanche as well, because the Monanche is a good
clients, so become a sellers, like the top sellers of really good products.
Yeah. Yeah, Chan. But beside that, it's a good product. Mayda is a lovely person. It's such a privilege to meet Mayda since the base 2017. And thank you again for coming and share.
I love to see
beautiful story, and even the situation of the mental health. That's very powerful. And guys, please keep an eye on the people around us. It's always our responsibility for us and someone else. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you, darling. Bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.